Hello everyone. David, can you hear me? Am I audible,
Yes, yes,
David?
yes. Yeah, clearly.
Okay, perfect. So thank you so much, Dr. David, for joining with us. So I think we could like to start the session. So hello everyone. Very good morning, very good evening around the world. Welcome to the global podcast series by Positive Plus Foundation. This is Dr. Hossain Al-Amin, your host for today's episodes, where you know about I'm the president of Positive Plus Foundations, and we are working around the world and spread the positivity. And today we will discuss the positivity in Africa. And we have a special guest with us, Dr. Soro David, our international coordinator in Uganda, who has been actively involved in various community-driven initiatives to inspire positivity and sustainable change. So, Dr. David, welcome to the show.
Hello?
Yes, Dr. David, welcome to the show, Dr. David.
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Alamin. It's a pleasure being here. I'm grateful to be hosted by you today. I look forward to the discussion.
Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, so as it's only 25-minute session, we would like to highlight it very important topics and wanted to know about from your side. So my first question, not about the question, it's all about the discussions. Me and you can highlight it about the positivity in the African context. So basically, you are from the Uganda and you are a medical doctor, and right now we are doing some public health activities around the world. So how do you define positivity in the African context and why it is very crucial for development in Africa?
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, a brief to the viewers and the people watching this podcast today. I'm a medical doctor by training with special interest in public health. I'm a public health resident at Mbarara University of Science and Technology in Uganda. I'm also an entrepreneur and I'm the international coordinator for Positive Plus Foundation in Uganda. Uh, when it's positivity in the African context, Africa is viewed by people in other continents and in other parts of the world in a different perspective. Often, in the pictures the Europeans and America depict of Africa is a country in absolute poverty, having a lot of problems. But we in Africa, we see a lot of positivity in us. We have Africa has generally undergone a lot of cultural from colonialism, and currently we are having challenges of diseases outbreak from this side of the continent to the other. But the African population has been resilient amidst all these challenges. I think in the world, one of the fastest growing economies are within Africa. That shows the power of resilience and positivity that the African continent has. And one other thing is that most of our population are young. Uganda, for example, in the last census concluded 1 year ago, over 50% of our population are below 18. And these are the population that Positive Plus Foundation wants to inspire. These are the population that Positive Plus Foundation wants to give them an opportunity and platforms to enable them succeed. So positivity is in the terms of resilience, positive optimism of the future, and taking initiative as an African to solve some of the challenges we have. And we as leaders in our communities, we inspire both at the school level and to the youth post school. We give them platform, we connect them to opportunities so that they succeed and tackle some of the challenges in the African country. Thank you.
Well, excellent. So, Dr. David, you are talking basically discussing about the culture, resilience, community support, and the role of optimism in overcoming challenges. Because what you have mentioned that definitely Africa has a lot of the positivity, but there is still not some crucial for the development that recently we are working in Liberia and we see a lot of the challenges. People are very good. They wanted to work very hard, but still there is a lot of the challenges. But about can you share something about inspiring stories of any individuals or communities in Africa that are demonstrating the power of the positivity, and it may be influencing health, education, entrepreneurship in Uganda. You can share any kind of this story with us so that people from Bangladesh also get some inspiration from you.
Yes, thank you so much. I let me start with personally our stories. A few years ago, we were doing our internship in one of the regional referrals in the country. And me and a team of colleagues, doctors, we saw some of the challenges that chronically ill patients go through to access care. They come in the morning, the lines are long, there are shortages of drugs, and they have to wait the whole day to have a consultation with a doctor. So me and the team, we thought of a solution, and the solution is digital health, whereby we are creating a platform whereby doctors can see patients at the comfort of their home. They don't need to come to the hospital because we observe that most time the readmissions in the hospital is because of poorly managed chronic illnesses. So we thought if we can promptly review these people, give them with digital health services to monitor their sugars, they don't need to come to the hospital when they are critically ill because the cost is too much for them, the burden is too much. So we sort of a digital health platform, and we got the support from
Yes, David. Am I audible?
Hello?
Yeah, yeah, you are audible. Yeah, perfect.
Yes,
Yeah.
so we co-founded a digital health company, the one I'm putting called Remedias Mobile Health. Through support and networks, we got into several incubation programs. One is called African Impact Initiative based in Toronto, and other platform that gave us the mentorship and the platform to scale and ensure that our innovations come into idea. So from the lesson I learned from this program, currently the role I'm doing, I'm connecting very many youth startups into such platform so that they can tackle some of the challenges that we have in the continent and the country at large. One example is my coordinator in the northern region is tackling school absenteeism and children falling ill at school all the time. So he's creating a digital health platform called EduFast, whereby they work in partnership with several schools. They link them to screening services and testing services to ensure that these children keep in school, okay, and access healthcare promptly whenever needed. In this other part of the country, I have someone tackling malnutrition. Where I currently work at Cavalry Regional Rehab, we have a big burden of malnutrition. So we are seeing a platform whereby we work with the community health workers and the village health team to ensure that we screen people. They don't need to be completely malnourished. We can easily handle moderate acute malnutrition by
Right,
doing
right.
screening services for them.
Exactly, exactly. So there is a lot of the challenges definitely, and you have a lot of the inspiring stories by individuals and communities in Africa. So, David, can you share some, the role of youth and innovation, especially if I would like to focus that how are young people in Africa driving the positive changes? So what are the role does the innovation and technology that you have already mentioned about the digital health, that digital health are providing enough support, promoting and changing the lifestyle of the people, and that can be changing the everything else. So what are the roles does you believe that innovation and technology are providing an important role or play in promoting positivity and sustainable development? Can you share anything else regarding the technology in Africa and positive
Yes.
change?
Yes. Thank you so much. I think currently Africa is at the adoption stage of many technologies. We are seeing very many communities are getting access to electricity, access to internet services, and a growing population of youth are having access to smartphone. So we are seeing we are at a time whereby harnessing the power of such technologies, one can drive positive changes amongst our community, and we also have a big challenge of unemployment. So entrepreneurship creates employment avenues for very many youth in this country. So as Positive Plus Foundation, providing the young people who already have the access to the technologies, platform, innovation, and spaces to mentor, co-work, and network will enable them adopt these technologies and tackle some of the pressing challenges we have in Africa.
Perfect, perfect. So, what do you think? Is it possible to deploy Africa about the positivity? What do you think?
It's absolutely, actually, it's one of the continent which is ripe for positive plus foundation in this country, because I can clearly attest that young people are looking for places where they can be supported, right from school up
Yeah.
to very many after finishing the university. So positivity as the model of positive plus foundation of mentoring and guiding these young, like what we did in Liberia, young people as
Mhm.
old as 10, 15, we are training them to become change agents in their community. I think replicating that model all over Africa, given that most of our target audience are actually in Africa and a few in Asian countries, majority of our people are eager to change the status quo of their country.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Because the positivity, if as a human being, if you have the positivity, definitely you can change the world. Because we have the motto of the positivity, that is positive personality, positive thinking, and positive action. Because if you have the positivity in your mind, so definitely it will be work, right? It doesn't mean the geography, it doesn't mean the color, complexion, language, anything couldn't be the barrier, because it's a human being and everybody have a soul, everybody have a heart, and everybody knows what's bad and what's the good thing. So positivity is everywhere. So what we need to just flourish the positivity and turn the positivity into the actions. Because every time what we see in our continent, people are don't every time people are sharing the negativity, they are completely engaged on the negativism. So if you would like to start any positive things, and everybody will told you, oh no man, you couldn't start it, because if you have started it, there's a lot of the problem, right? So this is the context in Bangladesh that I belong right now. If we have to do a start something new, something good things, lot of the people are trying to force you, don't do that, what is the future of that, just kind of things. So what do you think, David? Is there any case that in Africa, especially in Uganda, that any negativism or any negativity things are mostly prone in your area or country? Any specific
Yes,
example?
yes, yes. I think I can share just a few experiences. When you look at Uganda, for example, Uganda is one of the most beautiful countries in Africa. And of recent, we have been having discussion whereby almost all the case scenarios from Uganda are negative, from Ebola out disease outbreak. Then you hear our neighbor Eastern DRC is answer. So there's a lot of tendency of young people engaging in negative publications of the country and the country, and yet there's so much good in this in Africa that can be harnessed out. And it starts with us teaching the young people and showing them the positive part of our countries and our continent. So I believe that such is an initiative that we need, instead of, there's something that the negative news moves positivity is like a virus. Okay, when you instill positive energy, it moves 3 times faster than negative publicity. So if we can use all our social media platform as young people, of recent adoption rate of social media is so high in my country. You find young people as old as 10 who have access to a smartphone, and in TikTok and in Facebook. So if they can spread such positivity to their communities, we shall have a big impact as a country and as a continent.
Perfect, perfect. And today's discussion that I'm talking you earlier, that is, the Uganda is very away from our country, and about, and sometimes we feel some example like, if people are like Ugandan or something like that, because there people are don't even know about what's going on in the Africa and Uganda, especially in our continent, because it's very important to know the mind, to read the mind of the different kind of the people. And about David, we are providing the name of our all the activities, it's a positive virus. And let the change begin with me, that start the positivity from heart of myself, then start a spread to the community. So what do you think, this positive virus, can this create a good impact for the negative people in the society or community? What
Yes.
do you think?
Yeah, thank you. Let me start with, I think I interacted with you, it's almost a year ago. That's when I met you. And the energy, the positive energy you have, let me say you have infected me. It's like the virus has infected me. It's now my responsibility to infect more people in Africa, to infect more youth in Uganda, and it will have a rolling effect on my community. It starts with you, then you spread that to your community. I think that is what we need. We need to bring in these young, innovative people who really have potential, having tremendous impact in their communities, inspire them and get them and give them the platform to inspire change in their community. That's how we can have a larger effect on the
Exactly.
community. I really love what is happening in Bangladesh. Now we have such initiative in Liberia. Soon we are going to have it in Uganda. In a few years, we shall realize it's a movement all over the world, and that would really be very impactful.
Yeah, that is our plan to make it happen in a big movement and the potential movement around the world, that the positive virus can provide the impact. Because as we know that the positivity should have to be mostly reflected. It shouldn't be always in the hidden type. It should be reflected. It should be open, because one positive sentence can change the life, right? So, David, can you tell something about the people's mostly why some people are mostly negative in Uganda or African context? What's the reason behind the negativity in your specific regions or area?
I really think it's about hopelessness because,
Yeah.
given, for example, I really have a significant percentage of people who
Mhm.
have finished school and after doing all they need to succeed at school, they come out, they are not jobs. So
Mhm.
with time, they start getting frustrated about everything in their life, in their personal life, in their relationship with others, and not knowing that if they had just changed their mindset, they would see there's thousands of opportunities all around them. Because the fact is that amidst the tough economies, other people are succeeding. How are they succeeding is because they have a positive mindset. They are not looking
Yes.
at challenges, they are looking for solutions for those problems. I think that's what we need to drive our communities at, stopping to focus on the negativity, because negativity is like a disease. When you
Yeah.
start it now, it keeps growing, it keeps growing. All of a sudden, a year you will find a very bitter person, always looking at the minor negative things about everything. But if you're positive, trust me, it I think it's kind of like good health. You feel
Yeah. Yeah.
refreshed. You're really positive about everything. That's it. So
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, perfect. Because what you have mentioned, the very important word, that negativity can be a diseases, right? Because if you think any kind of the mental health, any kind of the stress related things, everything start from the negativity. It just start from the hopeless, then go for the helpless, because it can lose the confidence of an young individual. Because if somebody in the family are losing their confidence and they are depriving a lot of the good things, ultimately stress will be developed more, and a lot of the mental disorder has been developed. And we are mostly other physicians focusing on the outcome, that means disease has been happened, but what's happened behind the reason? Because some kind of the negative people and negativity is always influencing the neuron, and that can happen as a risk factors and ultimately developing the lot of the diseases. Okay, David, can we are almost our session at the end, because we have only 7 minutes left. So I have some rapid fire questions to you, Dr. David. My rapid fire first question is: what do you think? What is the main causes of negativity that you have already mentioned? That second thing is, which group is mostly negative in your area? Which kind of the group, according to the age variation?
Yes, I think it's the use between the age group of above 10
Hmm.
up to the age group of 30. These are the group that is a good number, and the ones who are at school, they are influenced by negative sort. You find like a young child has 10 as now you, this one who has studied is not working. They feel hopeless about continuing back to school. But for those who have reached above 30, at least they start seeing the reality of the world and they start concentrating on the little impact they can do. But we have a big chunk, for example, in Uganda, which constitute majority of our population, the
Yeah.
adolescent age and stretching up to the age group of 30. These are the most of them are searching for opportunities. You find they are trying all avenues, but they don't have the platform to succeed, with time repeated failures, they end up becoming negative and about the situation they are in.
Yeah, and can you share about some kind of the women, especially some girls, adolescents, girls, and what we see in the Asian subcontinent, especially in Bangladesh, a lot of the the girls are focusing, getting the lot of the negativity in their mind, maybe some pressure from family as a society, some social stigma as well. So, what happened in Uganda in these settings?
Yes, for the age group, I think of recent we have been having, for example, I've been working in HIV programming for a while. We realized
Mhm.
that most girls, most of the new infections in the young people are between the age group of adolescent girls and young women, that is the age group of 14 to 25. And, spread of HIV is a result of, we see the decay of our society. And all these things come as a result of a lot of negativity and loss of opportunity. We see a growing trend of where girls engage in early marriages, sexual intercourse for exchange for money. I think all this stems from hopelessness and not valuing their bodies and their cultures and their way of
Yes.
life. So,
Yeah.
as such things happen, I think we need to change the trend and really
Right. Right.
give girls
Right.
the opportunities to change their communities.
Yeah, can you share some education, pattern of your country, especially because in Bangladesh, sex education is not so popular, but the religious boundary is very strict here, so that the HIV and AIDS related things is very uncommon in our countries right now. So, can you share some kind of the education pattern of your country, especially from the school, so that when we can implement the program in Uganda, that is very easy for ourselves. That's what kind of the plan we would like to focus for developing the positive mindset to the young generation. Can you share some education pattern in countries?
As per education, I think as a country over the last 20 years, our government has really placed initiative in encouraging girls to be at school because we realize that when we keep them at school, they won't get married at a young age. This stops a lot of complication that comes with early pregnancy and marriage. So, recent statistics actually show most of the people who graduate from our schools are girls. That is good. And as a country, we have started getting worried of the boys. Seems like we have left them so behind, not knowing that when we don't empower the girls, however much we educate the girls, who will be there, who are the responsible men to marry them. So we are trying to see ways of empowering both genders. One, keep them at school. For the girls, access to sexual and reproductive, there are still cultural barriers to sexual and reproductive health services, most especially in the rural communities, and a good percentage of our people in the rural areas. So there's still barriers there, but we are grateful that majority of people, girls, are finishing school, which is positive about the country.
Mhm. Excellent, excellent. So, can you share me about some your family and community structure, especially that would like focusing on in Bangladesh or other countries related to Asia, mostly focusing on the male person who are the male predominant and the main earner. So, what happened to the Uganda? Is it the male or male female equal, or who will be the main source of income of your family? Because it's very important to deploy the positivity. Yeah.
Yes. Uh, Previously, it was we still regard the male as the head of the family, and most times our community feels like the man has to provide. So,
Yeah.
but we are having a generation of women who have really embraced school and have gained top position in many countries, government institutions, and other sectors. So we are seeing whereby, at least in the education sector, women provide for, they support their families, and but in the rural communities whereby the education level is low, we still have challenges in those communities whereby the women are looked at as bride, they are supposed to bring bride price to the family. So it's like the man, they are having little say in the affairs of the country, in the affairs of their homes. That is the picture in most of the rural communities up country.
Okay, thank you so much, David. We have almost turn on your just in the time. We need to wrap up the sessions because we have planned to engaging the more this kind of the session in the weekly basis because we need to learn, we need to hear a lot of the information from you and other person around the world. So this is very important that Dr. David that you have mentioned. That is really truly inspiring to hear your insight on positivity in Africa. So before we wrap up, do you have a final message for our listeners that is positivity is very important, and what are the major impact for the positivity? Because a lot of the listeners are listening our sessions. So can you say something about our listeners regarding the positivity?
Yes, could you repeat? Is
Yeah,
hello?
I just want to share you with you again because you have mentioned a lot of the good things. So can you say something about your last message to the listeners that why positivity is important, and is it possible to start positivity from now? What do you think? Can you say something? This is your last statement for today's sessions. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much for providing me with this opportunity to talk to very many young people all over the world. Positivity is possible. Positivity can move us as a country. Positivity can move communities. It's very possible to change our mindset and become positive and optimistic about the future. To my listeners in Africa, well, over the last 1 year, we have been providing platform for innovators, for young people who think of solution in the health space and other social enterprises. We have co-founded innovation spaces. So for any challenges you feel like you can solve, you can reach out to us as Positive Plus Foundation, and we can support you throughout the journey. To my community from Bangladesh, Positive Plus Foundation is here to change your life. I love what Dr. Al-Amin is doing in that country. Let's embrace it. Let's start. It starts from us, actually. It starts from you, then it spreads to your community. Let's be optimistic about the future. We can tackle all the challenges that we go through as communities. Thank you so much for listening. I look forward to several engagement, and I'm in social media, Facebook, Twitter, and all other platforms. We can still link up and continue with similar engagement.
Excellent, excellent. So thank you so much, Dr. David. It's a really pleasure for me to spread the positivity around the world. So we have planned to spread all the countries, all the peoples who would like to engage in our, the magical platform. This is very open to everybody. If any listeners want to join with us, you can visit www.positiveplusweb.org. We are in live, so we are actively working on the more than 10 countries. We have the volunteers, we have the coordinators, we have a lot of public health specialists, international researchers around the world. So if you have wanted to learn, wanted to teach us, wanted to mentor us, maybe the volunteers, you can also join this, the massive positive and potential movement. So thank you so much, Dr. David. So I think positivity is a choice. No matter the circumstances, we have the power to create change, uplift others, and build a better future. So stay hopeful and take the actions. Absolutely, Dr. David provided us a great time and sharing such a powerful message. And to the listeners, remember, positivity starts with you. Keep making a difference. And positive virus is our movement, and that we believe. Let the change begin with me. Start from me, then spread to the community and us. So this is Dr. Hossain Al-Amin signing off from today's global podcast series. Stay tuned for our next episode in the next Sunday. Thank you so much, everyone, for your valuable time.
Thank you so much. Thank you.